Hey, seventh graders. I hope you are having a nice day today. Like before, I'm gone today and really the rest of this week, and so I wanted to provide you a flipped lesson here on the next several chunks of Chapter 6. So I'm going to have you take notes right along with me, and at the top of your notes right up here, head up what I've got, Chapter 6, Lesson 4, Tessellations. And so your learning target today is that you'll be able to, number one, define what a tessellation is and be able to make some drawings of a tessellation. And then later on this chapter, we're going to be, probably at the end of the chapter, making a tessellation. Here's an example of what a tessellation looks like. And I've got a couple examples here. And like I said, you'll be making one of these later on. And so as you can see, tessellations have a lot to do with patterns. And so first thing I'm going to do is get a definition for what a tessellation is. And so right below this, write the word tessellation. And it's kind of a long definition, but it's not too challenging. So here it goes. Tessellation is a filling, right? Like a filling of a plane. We're going to fill it all the way up in all directions. So a filling of a two-dimensional or 2D plane in all directions with the same congruent figure. Filling of a two-dimensional plane in all directions with the same congruent figure. So you can see in this one here, their basic fundamental region, which we're going to define in just a minute, was this triangle. Same thing here in this one. It's kind of this pentagon looking thing, and then you get to add some patterns with colors. The second thing you need to know about tessellations are we have a word for that same congruent figure, and the word is fundamental region. So second and last vocab word is fundamental region. And sometimes we call this the fundamental shape. It's really the same thing. The fundamental region is just the figure that's used to fill the plane. And it's actually just the same congruent figure. And when you're making a tessellation, it's really, really, really important that you use the exact same figure and fill and fill and fill. I just grabbed a couple examples here just that I found on Google Images, and that's a lot more complicated than the one that we'll be building. But if you look at that, you can see a lot of different shapes, and you can kind of, it's almost like one of those things you can look at and see a 3D figure pop out at you. You can see cubes in there. You can also see these yellow diamond or rhombus looking things. So here's another example. And really when you look at them, you can see like this almost T looking shape is put together. There's no gaps, there's no overlaps. It's almost like a puzzle how everything fits together. And then this person went back and used colors as the pattern here. There's another example using hexagons, and you can see these congruent white triangles that are met in there. And here's another one. Viking colors for you Vikings fans out there. You can see that same polygon looking thing there to fill their space. So just a couple of looks for you, and then what I'm going to have you do right now is I'm going to have you go to page 380 in your textbook and just do a quick peruse through from page 380 to 384 and just flip through. You can just take one table or one book per table and just do a quick peruse through 380 through 384 to see some examples of tessellations and fundamental regions. So go ahead and pause the video right now, grab books, and do some checking there. Alright, you're back. So you saw a little bit of tessellations and how those things are made and what they look like. It's very challenging to make a tessellation. And like I said, I'll grab the Pittsburgh Steelers one here because that's what you want to see. You were going to be making one later on and using and making our fundamental region, which may or may not be a polygon, to put one of these together. So what you're going to do, you're going to get this piece of classwork here in just a little bit, And I'm just going to have you try a couple of these. It's, like I said, it's really tough, but you're going to be doing number 2 and number 3. And it says trace the figure at the right to make a tessellation with at least 8 copies. And what, just for the sake of this practice right now, I'm going to have you just sketch them instead of tracing them. And just be as accurate as you can without putting those things together, without making any gaps or overlaps in your tessellation. And like I said, we'll come back and make one, talk more about them that time. But that's our lesson right now. So there's tessellations. Off you go.